lost in Afghanistan. Revolution is in South Africa taking a stand. People in Eurasia on the brink of
What's it gonna be, y'all?
but it's gonna be alright.
Come on, clap those hands, man.
Alright. Cause it's
What's gonna be today? What's up, Vaughn? Good to see you on here. If you know that today's gonna be alright, I want to see you get your hands up high, y'all. Emotions, create emotions. Let's do this, y'all. You ready? Hands up. Let's go. Come on, party people. It's time to get this thing started right. No matter what you're going through, man, look around you. There are people that are struggling, getting up, getting knocked down, getting up. And no matter what, it's going to be alright. I want you guys, let me get something. It's going to be alright. Let me know, man. Are we live or are we catching the replay? What's up, Ali? My man. Alright, man. Hope you guys are ready for this. Again, my name is Victor Glide Alisea. For those of you who don't know and are getting on here, again, Victor Glide Alisea. The Glide is, I was one of the first B-boys, so I invented the move called the hand glide. And so I've been glide for a long time, you know, and, you know, being glide actually helped me put aside a lot of the things that I never wanted to face. You know, I had this persona. So I want to talk to you about, you know, facing it. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to E.T., man. If you guys are not listening to Eric Thomas, that guy's no joke. I get a lot of my stuff from him. I get a lot of my stuff from YouTube. And then I just share it with you guys, man. And, you know, I just want to tell you, man, this is something that's very crucial. If you want to get from the very bottom, if you want to start from the bottom and get to the top, there's just no way that you can get there without this crucial step in your life. Without realizing that there are things in your life that you have to face. You have to face them. You have to face them. You have to face it. It's just about facing the things that you don't want to face. You can't run from things. You can't hide from things. Some of you know, you know, I went to school and I left 6 months, you know, before graduating because I had an opportunity. And I could have been afraid and said, hey, I'm going to stay here and get this. But that wasn't for me. But for some of you, going back to school is what you need. And you're afraid to go back to school. Maybe you're afraid to go back to school because you're not a good reader or you're not a good writer, you know, or you stink at math. Me, I was great at math. But you don't go to school because there's one subject that you are afraid to face because you don't want to fail. But see, failing is what gives you the muscles to, you know, what teaches you how to grow. So you got to face it, you know. There might be, you know, some courses that you're not good at in school, so you don't go, you know. There are some doors. I want to tell you, if you go, you take these opportunities. If you face your fears, there's some doors that open up. There are some opportunities, you know, that present themselves. But you have to face your fears. There's some breakthroughs. You know, facing your fears, you have breakthroughs. You know, financial breakthroughs. You know, you're afraid to deal with money or to pay some bills or to, you know, get out there. There's when you face your fears in a relationship, you have breakthroughs. You end up giving more when you're not afraid to share, to love somebody unconditionally, to give instead of always receiving and waiting and being in fear, to be in a relationship that you're giving, you know, facing it, knowing that you might get hurt because in the past, there's a big fear of your heart being broken. As little kids, there was little kid things. As an adult, you have to face these fears in a relationship. You know, there's some serious opportunities in life when you face your fears, guys. And people, well, how is that so important? How is that so important, facing your fears, you know, in life? Well, I'll give you a couple of examples. If you're in a relationship, and you're afraid of being alone, and you're in a relationship where you're being, you know, you're not saying anything, you're not talking about it, you're not really being honest, you're making excuses because you'd rather not be alone, but somebody's abusing you, or there's an alcoholic person in the family, or your kids are being, you know, abused, and you just want to pretend it because you don't want to be alone. That's critical. You have to face these things, put them head on, and work on them, and fight through these things. You have to tell people and say, I'm in a bad relationship, and get out and face your fears and move forward. And another story of not facing it, and I live that, you know. It's like some people they feel inside of their body. You feel it. You feel something's wrong, something's different. You're not breathing right. You're not doing it, but you're afraid to go to the doctor. You're afraid to go hear it. You're afraid, you know, there's something that's bothering you, that's painful inside of you, and you ignore it, and you're afraid to go because you don't want to hear those words. You don't want to hear that it's cancer. And then by the time you go, you're forced to go. You didn't face your fear, and it's too late. You have terminal cancer, or you have a virus that's, you know, uncurable and terminal, or you just wait too long in life for many things. There's this one person that you're madly in love with, and you want to be with that person, and you never, you know, you're too scared to be rejected, but this is the right person for you, and you wait forever, and somebody else goes and meets this person, the person of your life and your dreams. Or you're afraid to take a job, to ask for a position, and you stay stuck for the rest of your life. If you want to go in life in any situation, you have to get to that next level. You have to face your fears. Before you start to grow, it's all about facing your fears, guys. I got to tell you that. You know, if it's debt, let me tell you something. Let me share something with you. If it's debt, if you have a debt, you know, that, and you keep avoiding those, you can't avoid those phone calls forever. The best thing for you to do is to face that. I mean, are you guys with me? Do you guys agree with this about facing your fears? Can I get some thumbs up? Can I get some thumbs up before I go talking about debt? Come on. Where are my people at? There we go. Think about it. That debt collector, man, is calling you, or your car, you're backed up on your car payments, or you're backed up on your mortgage, and you just keep ignoring the thing, and the next thing you know, it's taken away from you. They come and they get your car because you didn't face it. You didn't say, hey, I'm struggling. You didn't talk to the person on the phone and say, hey, I need some help. You know, I need some relief. I'm struggling right now. Because if you face these things, if you're honest and face these things, you get help. But if you keep avoiding that debt collector, you know, then you go try to buy something new and you can't because your debt is messed up. You know, you have to face these things. If you have a relationship that's broken, you have to stop ignoring you. You have to talk to your spouse and be like, hey, let's go get some help. You have to face it. You know, look, here's the deal. Right now, let's talk about that. All right. Right now, here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to write down the word. And if you're driving and you're doing something else and you can't get access to a paper, do it later. Watch this again. But I want you to write the word fear down. F-E-A-R. Fear. False expectations appearing real. False expectations appearing real. All right? You write it on the front of a paper. Right? You know, because that's what fear is. Fear is not real. It's not real. Fear only has power because we fuel it. We don't face things, and we're afraid. We fuel fear. Fear is nothing but false expectations appearing real. So I want you to write that on a piece of paper. I want you to write that down. And then underneath that, I want you to write down all the things you're afraid of. All the things you fear. I want you to write down everything that you fear. Like commitment. People are afraid of committing to anything. You know, you're just going halfway. You're afraid of going back to school. You're afraid of financial investments, planning for your future. You stack your money right now, you keep it under the pillow, and then you get robbed. It's just so funny. The fears, the things that we feared, afraid of. That's important. Writing down all your fears, and you got to be honest with yourself. Write them all down. But here's the best part. Here's where the juice is. Here's the good stuff. On the other side of the paper, what would you accomplish? Write down what are the things that you would accomplish for every single fear if you faced your fear, if you faced it. Like I said from the beginning, it's crucial to your growth. You have to face it. So write down school. What would happen if you face your fear and go to the school? What would you be able to accomplish? What about if you commit? What if you commit to something? If you give it your all? If you give your all to something, what about if you do that? What will happen 5 years from now? Because 5 years are going to happen. So you can keep stalling and pretending and dabbling in things, or you can commit. And those 5 years will be different for you. That'll be the new you, where you want to go. Financial investment, if you invest for your future when you can retire, stop having so much fun now. Do the hard work here now. Commit, invest. To, your financial freedom later on. When you get older, when the kids are gone, you have time you can travel. That happens by investing, having a little less now, not being afraid, I need my money for every little thing. That doesn't help you. How about being in a covenant relationship, in a relationship with one person that you love and trust, and you give them your whole heart? Face that. What would that look like? Having a true relationship. Stop thinking about the hurt that can happen. Think about the greatness that you can give somebody else. This is the important part, the back of it. What will you accomplish if you face those fears? Write your fears down. Write them down. And then think about all the things that you will accomplish. Can I get some thumbs up here? Bobblehead, what are you accomplishing?
I can hear it all the time, it's waiting, never disappearing, and giving the strength.
Look.
'Cause it's gonna be alright.
Look, I don't know what the percentage is, man. I don't know what the percentage is. It could be 70%, it could be 80%, it could be 90%. But there are a large group of people. You love that music? It's gonna be alright. Large group of people that don't know it's gonna be alright. They just are too afraid to face the fear. Know that it's gonna be alright. The music plays forever, on and on and on, guys. It's gonna be alright. There's a large group of people that will never have what they want. Never. There's a large group of people that will never be what they want. Never. I don't know if it's 70 or 80 or 90%, but there's a large group of people. They will never do what they want. This large group of people, they'll never move. Not because they don't have the potential. We have the potential. Or not because they don't have the capacity. You have the capacity. Matter of fact, I'm going to let you know right now. You have greatness in you. There's greatness in you. You have everything you need inside of you. It's fear. It's fear that's keeping you from moving forward. It's fear that's keeping you from doing what you want. It's fear that's keeping you from being what you want. It's you and fear that's keeping you from having what you want. I just want you to absorb that. Look, I'm not telling you not to be afraid. As a matter of fact, I'm not telling you that I've never been afraid. I've been afraid many times. But I look at fear and I face it. I do things in spite of my fear. I go because I've seen that everything that I want. Let me say this to you. Everything that you want is on the other side of fear. Everything that you want. Here's fear. Everything you want is on the other side. So look at fear right in the eyes and face your fears. Everything that you want. Be afraid and do it anyway. Face your fears. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. I've been afraid, but I did it anyway. Look at your fear and do it anyway. Let me tell you something. When you start doing this, you will see the world in ways that you've never ever imagined. You will see yourself on the other side. You will see victory. You will see joy. You will see peace. You will see comfort in being in a healthy relationship with somebody because you gave. Because you were the first one to not be afraid. And in your non-fear, you made the other person not fear. Be brave today. Be outstanding. Be amazing. Be the best you that you can be. You have greatness in you. I love you guys out there. You know what's happening now. Motion creates emotion. Get your hands up, man. If you feel it, share it with other people. If not, let's just dance. Ready? Pump it up. Let's go. It's gonna be alright, y'all. Let me get some. It's gonna be alright. Hashtag it's gonna be alright. Good morning, party people. I hope you have a blessed day. Today we're gonna look at fear. We're gonna look it right in the eye and get on the other side. And everything that we have and everything that we want is on the other side of that. Make sure you write down all your fears. But this is crucial. This is the crucial back part. What will you have if you face your fears? It's gonna be alright, y'all. Peace out to all my party people out there. I love you. I love you, man. Have a beautiful day. Go get yours. Don't be afraid. Be brave. Peace.